What is up?
What is up, everyone?
Oh my god, we're here.
Yay, we're here.
Wait, we're here?
Yes.
No, somebody's...
Oh, snap.
We finally made it.
Finally.
Yeah, so this is by far the first time we've done anything like this. Well, I guess it's
Right?
it's not totally unlike the stream that we do, right? It's kind of
Oh yeah, it's totally not different at all.
in the same world, right?
Right.
Yeah, Driz is very excited.
Right. Very hyped.
Yeah, he's our hype man. So we're here to talk about E3. Am I right?
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
Am I right? So I'm joined by PeterThomas6.
How's it going, guys?
Freshie44.
How's it going, everyone?
And SimplyUndrea.
Hey.
Well, all amazing streamers, amazing people.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Oh wait, who's this other guy right here? Introduce yourself, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The most
Mr.
amazing.
MVP
I am
himself.
Vocino. Yeah, so we are going to talk about E3. I thought it was an amazing E3. There were a lot of things that that were sort of on the horizon last E3 and were like sort of a letdown because they didn't really talk about it. But I feel like a lot of that stuff came to fruition this time. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, it definitely way better than the past ones, as we was discussed.
In terms of 2014, 2015, don't you feel like 2015 was huge?
Hands down.
Oh,
It was incredible.
huge.
Absolutely.
It was incredible.
So I think we've got like maybe an hour or so on the clock, right? And Andrea had an idea to sort of break it down by game, and I think that's a good idea.
Is that okay?
And maybe afterwards we will talk about sort of what the all-time like 2015 game of the show kind of thing is, or maybe there's not one. We don't know. We'll find out. So what do you think? How about PlayStation 4? Start out in a console that's near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
PlayStation 4.
I think it's all of us.
Just
I'm sorry.
Everyone's
lean to the right,
pro
Volcano.
PlayStation 4.
Show what's right behind you.
I don't know.
Nope. Right behind your shoulder.
Oh yeah, there's an
Oh,
Xbox controller down there. Don't look at that. Don't worry about what's going on back there.
It's blasphemous there. Show their eyes.
So, PlayStation 4. I know all you guys are gonna say the big one, which I think we're all gonna include in PlayStation 4, shouldn't really be, which is Fallout 4. What do you guys think? Have you guys played? Andrea, I know you play a lot of those kinds of like deep.
I
RPG
do,
type
and I know
games.
it's surprising. I haven't taken a crack at any previous Fallout games, but this one,
But you've heard about
definitely
them.
Gonna have to absolutely, I've
Yeah.
heard about them, and like the whole trailer just had me in like a sense of suspense. Like, were they gonna get to safety on time? What happened? Like, why are you waking up so late? Like, what's going on? I was just really blown away. Like, I was just like, I need this game right now. But I'm not too well versed in Fallout, so I can't really speak too much on it. But from what I saw, I'm just like, yes, I need this in my life. Yes, please.
Yes,
It was great.
absolutely. Peter, Freshie, are you guys Fallout fans?
I have not played a Fallout. I was actually looking at Fallout New
horrible.
Vegas and Fallout 3, trying to decide which one to buy because it's on sale on Steam.
You guys are all dead to me.
Horrible though.
Peter,
Yeah,
have
Fallout
you
was-
played Fallout?
Have not
Oh my-
actually. I don't even know.
Oh
go.
no, we're terrible.
This
gamers.
stream
No,
is over.
terrible.
I know. just ended it.
Wow.
Lucina's gonna be like, she's
Wow.
gonna click the button and
The
the
thing
stream's
was,
gonna
I didn't
Grand
even know
Moobah
that,
wants you all to remove yourselves immediately.
I didn't know that
Maybe.
Fallout was an RPG for the longest time either. And so whenever they switched it over
Wow.
to Fallout 3 and it was a first-person shooter, I'm like, okay, I'm really removed from this. But
Well, that's not mutually exclusive. You know, you can have
Yeah.
an RPG first-person shooter.
yeah, I found that out through Borderlands. So
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
original Fallouts, which so I should say now, I've played every Fallout, and my favorites were the original 1 and 2, which kind of dates me, but
Okay.
they are very RPG-y. Fallout 3, which was sort of like you said, sort of went FPS. I wasn't as excited about. I didn't get into it as much, but I think that's partly just like a nostalgia issue. But yeah, Fallout 4 is huge for me. It's probably on my list up there of potential game of show. Game of show.
Nice.
Did
I would
you?
agree.
So Peter, you're a big PS4 player too, right? What
Yes.
what were the other? Were there any other games that were like on your radar for PS4?
Yeah, there was I think one of the biggest ones, like you were saying Fallout 4 was probably the biggest like announcement for, I'd say, new game, like game that everybody, for sure.
Yeah.
But if you talk about like just most hyped, it's Final Fantasy 7. I mean, it's cringeworthy for me, but I was like, you know what, go for it, guys.
Get there eventually.
I know. I'm sitting there.
What's interesting is you guys have never played Fallout. I've never played Final Fantasy, which a lot of people think is crazy.
Really?
Strats is disbanding. Let's just call it a
Oh
day.
my god, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll make a
I'm
trade.
hyped
You
about
play
So
Final
Final-
Fantasy, and
Yeah.
we'll play Fallout.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy is what made that? Why is that so hype for someone that doesn't know
All
the
right.
whole Final Fantasy
I'll
story?
I'll let you on the up and up.
Yes, school me.
Basically,
Oh,
Final Fantasy 7 is what everyone considers the best Final Fantasy.
No,
Wait.
as a
I have my opinions. You have your opinions. Well, but everyone was like, I want Final Fantasy Remake. Everyone wants a Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah.
Why isn't we have a Final Fantasy 7 Remake yet? And then
that's how they said it.
this has basically been that for
Said it
like
exactly
8
like that.
years. And then last year, everyone's like, wait, you're just going to re-release Final Fantasy 7 on
Fresh,
PS4
Fresh.
for no reason? What the
I'm
heck?
going ham right now.
fresh. Stop,
Wow.
fresh. Leave my precious
God.
Final Fantasy 7 alone.
Fresh
I
is
wouldn't say it's the best.
passionate about.
Like I love me some
Final
Final Fantasy. Don't get me wrong. We need a 12 remake, by the way. But I love 7, but I wouldn't say it's the best. But I'm super hyped for it because it was the first official RPG that I played on PlayStation. So I'm super. It has like feels. I have feels and nostalgia when it
That's
comes.
saying a lot because you're
That
like a
feels.
big RPG player.
And I love. I can't not play it.
It's
Like,
what
when I
got
saw
you into the
trailer.
genre.
Final Fantasy
It
6
did.
should have been
That's
remade.
So
huge. That's
it's a
huge.
full circle moment for me. I can't speak for Fresh.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 6.
Okay. Well, we'll
What
keep
is that?
that.
Not
We'll
have a
keep that in
remake.
mind then for the game of the year. Other things on PlayStation 4 is what is it? The Division is coming out. Our own Drool from Strats is big on that. I'm pretty interested in that. For team, like I prefer multiplayer games, and so that team aspect I think is awesome. Have you
Yes.
guys been keeping up with the Division at all?
I have, because y'all know me and anything apocalyptic shooter, I'm in it. And then that trailer where the guy he like grabs the loot and then betrays his own team, like yes,
Dude, what is
I'm on
what
board
is he
with that.
doing?
That was insane. At the end, I was just like, oh, that was a twist I wasn't expecting, and I'm excited about that. The Snowdrop engine, I'm excited to see what that's about.
Ooh, the Snowdrop
Snowdrop.
engine.
With all the like lighting and the detail that they put into certain like destructible elements in the environment, that just trips me
and
out.
that's going to be available on PS4, right? Even with the
Yep.
like the upgraded engine, because sometimes they'll do like a physics package that's only available on PC or some nonsense like that.
Y'all fancy PC. Oh, y'all fancy PCs.
Yeah. So the Division, Fallout 4, we talked about. There was one other game
Mhm.
that's huge. Another one that is not necessarily PlayStation 4 specific, but because I think most of us will play it on PlayStation 4, Star Wars Battlefront.
I know
Am
you're
I
hyped.
right?
I was gonna
I
say,
know
I
you're
saw
right.
the
Say
shirt.
Shenmue.
I saw the shirt.
I am a huge yes, I'm
Yeah.
wearing a Lucasfilm shirt.
Yep.
Yes, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I am super hyped about Battlefront. It's very multiplayer centered, though. I don't know if you guys are down with that.
I actually played the first Battlefront when that came out, and even being not a first-person shooter kind of guy, it was a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, the big battles and stuff like that—that's what it was all about. So,
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the new one in action, and it looks gorgeous.
It looks
does.
gorgeous. They scaled
It
down the
does.
battles a little bit, and I think that upset a little some
Yeah.
people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think 40 people though. I mean, that's still
What?
pretty big.
40 is pretty
Wow.
big, but it's nowhere
That's
near.
huge.
The old Battlefront games were
Yeah.
were bigger, and you have PlanetSide 2 that's coming out for the PS4 now, which is huge battles, like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if there's a give and take there in terms of like graphics quality and playability and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it'll be interesting how that keeps up with like some of these larger games. But they could always expand it. I think it's like a franchise, so they want to
Yeah.
do good things with it.
Definitely has longevity.
Yeah, something that shined for me in that was I saw the interview post. It was like third day of E3 or second day of E3, something like that. They were interviewing. I think she was the creative director behind it all, and she was showing kind of like the perks that you get if you can maintain like a kill streak and whatnot. And like one of them was you actually get to like pilot an AT-AT, and that becomes like your thing. And I was just like, that's amazing. Like I've never seen any big battle shooters like that where you can pilot something as a perk. Like that was pretty badass.
Yeah, I hate to talk bad about my Star Wars, but the problem with the AT-ATs and the like larger ships in the new Battlefront is that they're on rails. So like you pilot them and you shoot around, but in terms of where you're moving them, it's like a straight line.
Why would they do that?
Oh man!
I think it's just playability. If they were to allow you to go anywhere, now you have to think about like where can I go in the map, and is there clipping issues, and how does that work? And there's all these epic things where like the ship flies around.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. I know, it's crazy.
Here's my opinion on Battlefront. I come from a guy who's very cynical on multiplayer synergy because who plays Titanfall anymore? Am I right? No one.
Titanfall was a horrible game.
No one plays Titanfall. Like most multiplayer center ones, they're fun. Yeah, the next 3 months you get a new one. Nobody plays the old ones anymore except for the diehard fans. But when I look at Battlefront, I've seen the trailers and everything. It looks like it has a lot of like stuff that will increase its longevity. It's like it has appeal. It has the Star Wars stuff. People are going to be playing this a lot longer than your basic multiplayer centered one. So I feel like if I'm going to get a multiplayer one, I'm going to try to choose one that I have longevity and one that I can get in and don't have to worry about getting the new one every now and the next 3 months. So that's what my opinion about Battlefront is. It looks good.
Okay.
It does. It's amazing.
I think we're sort of single player crowd. Andrea, speaking of single player, what do you think about Uncharted 4? Right?
Be still my heart. Be still my heart. It looks incredible.
That's right up your alley.
I can't help it's Uncharted. I followed the series since the beginning, like Tomb Raider. So I'm really invested in like where Nathan Drake is gonna go in his journey with Sully, and now we get kind of like a twist with his brother. So, and I love the story. I know I'm just quick put it like that, but I love the gameplay footage that I saw because we kind of get to reminisce about old Uncharted and kind of get to see them in their element and in the marketplace and how it goes from a gunfight straight to a car chase scene. So if y'all couldn't tell, I'm excited.
I could tell.
I'm excited for Uncharted 4. I'm really hyped for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Uncharted 4 versus Fallout 4, you feel like you're on the team Uncharted?
Yeah, but only because I haven't got a chance to play Fallout 4. So of course I'm gonna lean towards Uncharted, but yeah, I'd have to say Uncharted. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't want to change subjects real quick, but I wanted to point something out about.
Okay.
Like when I was watching the Uncharted 4 trailer at E3, we all know how it glitched out for the first bit. A lot of people like, look at them, so many things. Like I want to point out that was actually live footage. That wasn't like a CGI trailer. That shows just how awesome that was. It was just like, dude, this is actually live footage at E3. What the heck, man? That doesn't happen.
Well, there was a scandal at last E3, or maybe it was even the E3 before that, where they were playing the console games on builds of like really powerful PCs, and it like it was leaked or it came out. I don't know. Someone like saw under the demo desks that they had all these PCs that were running supposedly like PS4s and Xboxes, and then it was like a huge thing. So now I think that they're very careful to only demo games on the actual hardware that it's going to be played on. Even though, I mean, everybody knows when you're developing a game, even for the Xbox, you're using the Xbox SDK, but you're building it, on a PC. Anyway.
Little tech jargon.
Yeah. So what do you?
Like, oh, by the way,
are you guys like Rock Band fans? Because that was another one. I don't really get into the party thing. I don't have any friends, so.
Once I found out how big of a waste of a money they were, I was like, no thanks.
Ooh.
Wow.
Burn! Yikes!
Nice
Ouch.
burn.
Yeah,
Rock Band's a waste of money. Why? Because is there a free to play kind of?
No,
like
it was one of those things where it's like once you wear out kind of like what you've got going on. I mean, it's done, right? So I've had I think 3 Guitar Heroes in my life. I've had the DJ Hero. I've had Rock Band, and it's like you keep up with them and stuff, and it's fun for a little while, but then it's like it's done. Now I will tell you, and it's kind of jumping out of the Sony realm. I think it touches all 3, but Just Dance 2016. Now I will be on that.
I think that's actually an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, is it?
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I could be wrong about that.
I was going to say it's always been multi-plat.
Are we actually talking about
it
Just?
Probably is. I
Really?
was thinking of something else. Okay.
Really?
Hey, Just Dance is a critical segment of the market.
Really?
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, the idea of releasing a service that you can pay monthly for to have the always updated music, like that's really capitalizing on what the game should be about. So
yeah. Are you guys on board with that kind of stuff, or are you on the train of like DLC, no DLC, I'm not buying anything except the like main game kind of thing? Because it seemed like there was a sort of a theme because of the pushback of the last E3. There was sort of a theme where there wasn't a lot of talk, it seemed like, for DLC.
Yeah. I'm on the fence. Like if it's a series that I'm really passionate about, like I have Theater Rhythm on the 3DS, and I buy all the music and songs and characters for that. But something like I had Destiny, for example, and once I beat the main story, I haven't touched it since. So
yeah, and Destiny, if you remember back in 2014 E3, Destiny was really sold as like, okay, we're gonna have a new DLC every so often, and that was like the sales pitch, and that was acceptable. So I didn't really hear that. Did you guys hear that this E3? I didn't think I heard anything like that.
No, I didn't. No real focus on DLC at all. It was like subscription passes, or they made very big emphasis, like you get everything when you buy this.
Yeah.
I thought the only DLC they really even talked about was for Destiny.
Yeah, which was an expansion, I think, actually.
Yeah.
King, right?
All right, Shell, we should probably move on a little bit.
What about Horizon Dawn? Does anyone want to talk about that except for me?
Horizon.
Well, there's a lot more. There's a lot more PlayStation 4 games, but
it is. It's a lot.
Like a new IP, and it looked amazing.
Okay.
It did.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Because Freshie's hype. Where you should play just tactics.
Take the spotlight.
Give me your passion.
Thank you.
Like mega dinosaurs. Like
dude,
that's true.
That blew me away. Just like
it was incredible.
New IPs, like. Again, we all know the whole science with it that like it's being a new IP and right now and making it really, really famous is kind of hard nowadays. But Horizon was amazing.
Yeah, it looks great.
Showed you the quickest action. Showed you what I thought it looked like live gameplay footage, because you could see like they were taking damage. It wasn't like
true. And you could see switching off between the different like arrows.
Yeah.
Dude, it was amazing. They showed you action. They got your attention, and they kept it all the way through. It was amazing.
Yeah, I have to say, it was. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm surprised no one's talking about No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky? Well, there's a lot. No Man's Sky, For Honor. For Honor is new IP, right?
For Honor, yes.
Not a fan. Freshie's like, no, For Honor sucks.
For Honor's going to be one of those.
Putting words in my mouth, why don't you?
you have to watch out for, right? It looks really
Yeah,
badass.
it's
It
gonna
looks like
sneak up
they
on
can
you.
really do it, but it's like they can just screw up like one mechanic in battle, and it's just going to be like the worst title ever to hit
Okay.
the
Not a
shelf.
lot of
So.
not a lot of confidence. Who's making that?
But
I
I
don't
think-
even know.
Um,
Ubisoft.
yeah.
Ubisoft? Yes.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Well, they make some
I think it was
decent
interesting.
games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it could be really great or it could be a flop. I'm not real sure. It just depends on the execution, I think.
Yeah, Andrea, what were you gonna say about?
I think it's interesting as it's like a forum for battling. You get to choose between what is it, like knight, Viking, samurai, and then the two
Yeah.
teams have to battle to like control over a certain point system, and whoever gets the points, the other team isn't able to respawn or something like that. I think that's really kind of interesting forum for.
4-on-4. Yeah. I'm a
Maybe
fan.
it's
After we just said
me.
how,
Y'all know me. Y'all know me in games where I get to hack and slash at things. So
but it's multiplayer.
yeah, it's like
Primarily,
a multiplayer
right?
hack and slash.
And I
Multiplayer
guess
hack
that was
slash.
what kind of caught me about it, right? So it looks like it's on the premise like a Dynasty Warriors type hack and slash, but it
Yeah.
looks like it gets really intricate for the 1v1s, whereas like that's where I'm worried that it could flop. Like if they don't have that combat to a point where like it doesn't feel like, you know, just button mashing is going to make you win, then I think it could be great. But I feel like, you know, if they don't really hone out what they can with the one-on-one combat, I think it could be bad.
They
It would just
might.
be-
Because Jason Vandenberg, shout out to Jason, his enthusiasm on stage like really caught on, and he was mentioning like a art of battle system. Like I wanted to know more about that. Like how's that affecting gameplay? Because you were mentioning
Right.
1v1, so that kind of made me think like I want to know more about the art of battle system they have going on there.
For honor, all right. Do you want to talk about No Man's Sky since we're talking about it?
I would love to talk about No Man's Sky.
I wish we had a release date.
That is also true. There were,
True.
'Cause
although
it
to
was
be
so
fair, there
gorgeous.
were some release date.
Right.
They did okay with release dates. I thought this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It wasn't just like this nebulous like whenever type of thing. That could be good or bad. That could also mean like we're gonna get a lot of unfinished games,
Right.
Yeah.
which is always
Yeah,
possible.
it's, in my,
No problem.
hopefully we won't get any more Last Guardians. Wait, that actually came out.
I mean, this
I
is the
know.
year of having everything finished.
No,
Something-
even this year.
Everything that we were promised, we're now getting.
Right,
Or
exactly.
keys.
But
I know,
I should
right?
say.
back to
Finally.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, so No Man's Sky looks awesome in my opinion.
It does.
That trailer was awesome.
It
Huge
was
though.
awesome. He was also playing it. What's his name was playing
Yeah.
the actual game, right?
Like,
or at least that
that-
was the
Yeah, he
impression.
was.
That blew my mind. It's like you started on a planet, just here's the world. Keeps it's not stopping. It keeps going. It's not stopping,
It has
guys.
an end
What-
point, and it
what
doesn't.
is this?
It's so gigantic.
Random planet.
Like,
shows
will we be
combat
able
and
to
everything.
explore it all? Like, I don't know. Will we get a chance to explore it? It just looks like it's so vast to the point where it just
Fresh
be
is
like,
gonna have to change his pants, man.
I know.
his head
Dude, we gotta
is
go to
Jack in the chat says that it's like Star Citizen without the snake oil, which could be possible. It's like Star Citizen with an actual deadline that they're trying to hit.
an actual deadline.
Yeah. I wonder how much it costs because Star Citizen is up to like 80 million. It'd be interesting to see what the difference in
Wow.
cost is.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what really blew my mind about it was that, like, it's one of those things, like, I did not expect this out of a console. Just, like, this huge, expansive world, all with different things. Like, that's, like, something I would see out of a PC. Like, but coming on a console, it's like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Which crap is this?
That's
It
beautiful.
makes me a little bit skeptical almost. I mean, it looks amazing, but like I thought the same thing. I was like, how are they accomplishing this on a
RNGs.
console?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random generating worlds
Yeah.
based off
Yeah.
a lot of RNGs.
A lot of companies too are doing that server offload now, where they keep some of the game off,
Mhm.
the disc and the console and leave it on a server somewhere. I know it's not as cost effective, but it helps them keep the content high. And with the fact that like the PS4 and the Xbox One are both readily connected to internets now, so
Right.
True.
that might be an option.
It would be interesting to see how you could expand that model to where like PlayStation does the backwards compatibility by offloading the PS3 emulation to a server. You could basically have any kind of game you could imagine.
Right.
Just stream the video over, stream the input back and forth. If internet is in high enough availability, I think that's a huge option, like for the future of gaming.
Right. It seems like that's kind of the way they're leaning, but they haven't like put all their weight on it yet because they're kind of testing waters.
Yeah, I think right now it would alienate a lot of people that don't have access to high-speed internet, but that time is quickly approaching, right?
Yeah, start begging Google for your fiber.
Right, exactly. Once we get
cheap, right here in the area.
Fiber.
Like, please Google.
I know.
By the way, you have a nice segue into. Eventually, we got to go to Microsoft. Their announcement of
you have to.
Backwards compatibility. Thoughts?
Yeah, let's move on to Xbox. And a lot of the same games though are on Xbox. You've got your Fallout, you've got your Division, got your Rock Band, and the big announcement was also the backwards compatibility. I'm not a huge fan of that. Freshie, I know you play a lot of games like that in your stream. Fans love that.
Well, no, I play it off a PS3. I don't have a PS4.
Well, okay. But you know what I'm saying. If you had a PS4, would you be playing PS3 games is the question.
But here's my problem with backwards compatibility.
Okay.
It's great that you're getting backwards compatibility because a lot of these hardcore gamers can play their older games and they can just upgrade. My problem with it is that, as we all know, unfortunately, a lot of the big part of gamers are casual ones. They're just the ones who play Shooter Simulator 2015 or Sports Ball Simulator 2015.
Those names are killing me.
Yes.
I love that one. Yeah.
So backwards compatibility doesn't mean a lot to them. It's just like that's great. What about a new game for us to play?
They only buy one. You're saying they only buy, like, if you're to put it in real terms,
right?
Non-sports condescension terms. If you're into Madden, you're only buying. Let's say you buy like Madden and NBA 2015 and then 2016, and you just go through. You're only buying. You're not like us, who's buying like a game all the time. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's a good argument. Andrea, you don't care about backwards compatibility because you play only the new hotness, right?
Guys are hurting my feelings.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Hurting my feelings.
All the new shinies.
Right.
I can't
Peter, how do you stand? Are you say you're upset?
When they started removing backwards compatibility, I raged hardcore. I have 3 consoles to play my PlayStation, or my Sony titles, I should say.
Right.
Got my PS4 for those, my PS3 for my PS3 and PS1s, and I got to keep my PS2 for my PS2 games. Wow. I'm like, I would easily pay, and hopefully nobody gets their hands on this because I'm screwing everybody, but another $150 to $200 per console just to have it all in one.
Yeah.
Well, now, but you can pay currently. We keep coming back to PlayStation, but you can pay in order to stream PlayStation games, older PlayStation games.
Correct.
Do you pay for that, or are you like, I already have the console, I'm just going to play it on that console?
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out one thing real quick.
Let's
be real. All hardcore gamers keep all our consoles. We don't sell a console.
Well, there's a convenience charge, though. It's a convenience charge.
Yeah.
And when you think about like a consumer having convenience, a lot of people don't want 4 consoles under their TV. They don't want to switch it.
The other thing is that if you think about it, a console's average life has been like 7 to 8 years, give or take.
Well,
I guess more.
Well, 7 to 8 years for the consumer to pick it up, maybe average consumer.
Yeah.
But they've been on like a 5-year time scale in terms of new iteration.
Right. So the PS2, which lasts forever.
My games will last for 10, 20 years as long as I take care of them. So my console is likely to be replaced faster than my games are.
Yeah.
So by the time I get rid of, so you were talking about the streaming service, for example, it's like I'd have to go and sell all of my PS3 games at a fraction of the cost and then stream the service to have those games as well. It's like, rebuying something just to use something else. I'm not with that. Not with
Well,
that.
it'll be interesting in the future as so both Microsoft and Sony are pushing heavily the digital download options, trying to get people away from buying discs. I think the PS5 and the Xbox -1 will probably have no disc drives at all.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be you have to digitally download. And I'd be interesting. It would be interesting to see how that works for backwards compatibility. I mean, there's going to be no option to keep your console and play the game.
I mean, look at the PSP to the PS Go or PSP Go or whatever it was. Like they went from, they went from hard media though and gradually pushed it out to nothing. Even the Vita has the little cards, but like the first update before the Vita came out, they went from a PSP which had the UMDs. Yeah, I've got a Vita.
I have this Vita that I never ever turn on.
How's that paperweight for you?
There you go.
Actually, it's so mine's been dead for so long. Like I don't think the battery retains a charge anymore.
Mine hasn't been charged in I don't know, a year.
That's how mine is.
All right, so let's talk about Xbox exclusives. The big one for me is, and I shed a tear. I was thinking about getting it tattooed.
Oh man,
But
we're judging.
when I go to LA, it might. I don't know.
I'm gonna say, about running the judge.
Yes, Tomb Raider. Am I right? My girl Laura Croft has been captured
She's been
by Microsoft. No, she hasn't betrayed. How dare you? Don't say it like that. She's been
I'm
captured.
sorry. I'm hurt.
She's been
At least for a year and a half.
kidnapped by
I know, right?
by Microsoft. Will this compel you guys, you PlayStation guys, to get an Xbox?
No.
No? Nobody?
Not even.
I have a game
regrets.
But we'll get to that. In a minute.
No, I mean,
I will say something.
Tomb Raider,
Microsoft got the better deal of that. They
can't
get
do
Tomb Raider, and Sony gets the first release of Call of Duty, which is great for them because all the casuals are like, oh, I could play my shooter simulator earlier, yay! But moving back to the Microsoft Tomb Raider,
We need a counseling.
Fresh, you're
Sports
so salty.
fans.
Just stop. Fresh, stop.
I know, salty.
Take a
All
breath,
right,
it's
they
okay,
also have
take a
Gears.
Mhm.
They have Gears, and they have Halo, obviously. Halo 5. No
The only thing
love in this
Right.
one. This is a tough
But did-
Xbox crowd, man.
It is,
Wow.
but did you guys see what was it called? It was called Beyond Eyes. I thought that was kind of a different
Gorgeous.
kind of thing. It was a
Beyond
beautiful.
Eyes.
It's about a 10-year-old girl named Ray, and she's blind, and she ventures out into the world because she's looking for her cat. Because her
What?
cat was missing. So
Is
she's
this an indie game?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I cannot wait for it. I'm so excited. I had to ask her because I was like, "Is this coming out for the PS4?" And she told me no. But you lucky Xbox owners get to play that gorgeous game.
I actually had
Wow.
two questions for games on Xbox.
Uh-huh.
One, I will admit, Unravel looked really cool. I'd give it that.
Oh, Unravel.
Unraveled.
I was on the
know.
fence about it. I played Little Big
With the
Planet.
string.
I'm good.
It does seem like the salt.
Yeah, it did look like that.
It does kind of resemble Little Big Planet.
Uh,
Just a smidge.
Also, I was really confused with the Gears 4 because it looked like it was definitely taking a way further from what my general understanding of Gears of War was. Third-person shooter, alien shooter.
Well, there's also Gears of War Ultimate Edition,
Oh yeah,
right? So that's there's
that's that. But Gears of War looked like it was taking a different route, which was kind of interesting.
How so?
Yes,
Because it looked like it was more taking like horror-esque,
Yes,
for lack of a better term for it.
Okay.
Somebody tweeted on my feed. I saw it come up. It was like Gears of War: The Last of Us edition. Like somebody
Yes.
actually related it to that.
Yeah, I could see that. It is kind of
Yeah.
like it's dark, right? And there's like
Yeah.
you're like moving. It's almost like I would say it's akin to like Doom, right? Where like
Yeah.
everything is dark and you're or what's that other one? Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. What's almost sold me, and I'm still actually on the fence. I might get an Xbox One just for it. Is actually Recore.
Ooh.
Really?
That game
Recore.
was
Recore.
amazing looking. So it's by
I don't even
Kenji.
know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Tell us. I don't know.
Okay, so
Yeah, I
Recore.
missed it.
is this game, you're like the last woman on the face of the planet or something like that, and you've got this like core that's basically a soul, and you can pop this little soul into like different robots around the like planet that you're on, and it brings these robots to life, and your goal is basically to survive in like this, I guess it's like some sort of post-apocalyptic kind of thing, but way in the future
Andrea's
with like
down.
tons of robots. So but yeah, what got me for it though is like not only does it look good on its own, but Inafune, the guy who created Mega Man, and a team from the Metroid Prime series are working on it together. They're called Armature now. So it's like a Retro Studios like lost a couple of their people, and they went out and made this Armature group. And I'm just like, I'm so hyped for it. I'm like, I would follow Inafune to the ends of the earth. Like, I'm so hyped about Mighty Number 9. I'm just ready to go.
I think the chat wants to talk about Doom.
Doom.
What's happening? Is Doom? Is there a new Doom? There is a new.
Yes,
Doom,
there's a new
isn't there?
Doom.
Yes.
It's on Bethesda conference.
Yes.
Doom 4, right?
Doom 4, yes.
4.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything to say? You know, I stopped playing after like Doom 2.
It looks.
I did. I really did. I stopped playing it too, so I can't really speak on it.
I have Doom 3 on Steam. Had not played a bit of it.
I did see the movie though, and I cried all the way through it. Not because it was scary, but because my childhood was slowly being eviscerated.
It's being ruined.
Yeah.
Before we obviously have to transfer to Nintendo, I do want to talk about one thing. The HoloLens. What did you guys think about that?
The what?
The what now?
HoloLens. That thing they had on the conference that they're doing the Minecraft thing with.
Well, I think all of those types of technologies are getting more and more huge. Like getting away from just the controller is, in to put it in like broad terms. I went to Game Developer Conference this year, and that was like the theme of the conference. Everyone was talking about whether it was VR, guns, treadmill things, just like all kinds of stuff that takes you away from just the controller looking at a screen experience. I think technologies like that are gonna be huge. And plug for Oculus, obviously, by Facebook.
Of course, I can.
I'm probably in the minority for those kind of technologies, because I honestly believe that the more that stuff that comes out, the more gimmicky the games become, and they start taking away from what our actual core games look like. I mean, we look at the Wii U; they came out with that big gamepad, and they're so focused on making stuff work with the gamepad instead of actually making a game and knowing that the gamepad is a peripheral. And it just ends up being, mostly junk. I mean, I've seen a few games here and there, but it's hard to find them.
Right.
So, I mean, like they showed the demo of like the HoloLens of Minecraft, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. You could play Minecraft like on your table, like it's Legos or something, But it's like, when does it become, to the point where it's like, okay, that didn't really add anything to the actual gameplay, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't impressed by the Minecraft thing either.
Yeah.
But what I was more impressed with was what the technology, what you can do with that. Like, think about it. Like, just think of a strategy game where you could, like, project the battlefield on there, and you can use a virtual reality to move those troops around the battlefield. That would be awesome. You could do, like, chess. Another thing I was thinking is maybe they could do, like, a game with, Dungeons and Dragons, just like project the map on the table and
that would be something.
That would be amazing.
As a supplement, I think it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's more of a companion, and I think Ubisoft has actually done this pretty well. Blizzard to a certain extent too, but a lot of the Ubisoft games have companion apps, and I never thought I would be doing it, but when I was playing what was it, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed something.
Oh yeah, they did.
I was on my iPad right next to me on the couch, doing the little mini quests and stuff, and it did add something. But I think overall it's difficult to imagine what the technologies will be like and like what we'll adopt and what we won't adopt, because we said the same things about all kinds of stuff. Like I would never play. I'd never play a game on my phone. I'd never, there's all kinds of stuff. And I think that once the technology becomes powerful enough, something clicks, and you're like, oh, okay, VR. Now that's amazing.
All right, do you guys want to move to Nintendo now?
Yeah, we can move to Nintendo. Let me just check my Xbox list. I feel like, Mankind Divided.
That's right.
Deus Ex. Am I right?
I haven't played the X.
What? No, dude, come on.
I'm that guy.
Wow, cyberpunk
It's
RPGs.
not kind of points tonight, Freshie.
No, cyberpunk RPGs. All
I
right.
didn't know Deus Ex was a RPG either. Like nobody informs me of this stuff, man.
What?
It's a huge RPG. The RPG world.
All right.
All right, let's talk about Wii U.
I can
Briefly.
see the file start building up in Peter's.
I know.
Not ready.
You've got like Star Fox.
That's their best stuff.
Come on,
Yeah,
Star
that's what-
Fox
yeah.
classic.
Let's talk about Mario Maker and how much
Mario
they
Maker.
focused on Mario Maker. Guys,
They're
Mario
doing huge
Maker.
things in Mario Maker. Actually, I'm making a Facebook. Well,
Can't talk about
Yeah.
that. Oh.
I'm
Okay,
not-
I can't talk about
I think I can talk about it. They're going out to companies like Google and all these
Right.
different companies and asking them to make maps
Mhm.
or that speak to their stuff. We've also got. So, what do you guys think about Mario Maker? Do any of you guys even have a Wii U? Do you play Wii U?
No,
I do.
You
I
do?
can't. I think
Yeah.
Pete's the only one.
Peter does.
Yep.
Peter's the only one.
What are
Peter's the only one.
How's that
you guys have a
paperweight?
console?
No, I'm using it right now.
Well,
Freshie
you
just
just
asked me
joking.
about
you
it.
have every console. You've got
joking
every
with you.
version of every console.
Yeah, that's it. That's right, and I hate it because I have like so many outlets. I'm pretty sure my house is gonna catch on fire one day.
It is.
They probably think you're like cooking meth in there or
I
something.
know. That's right.
What are you?
Listen,
What are you doing? You're using so much power, and they walk in, and it's just like a stack of consoles.
Yes.
Consoles.
Oh.
I have my Wii U and my GameCube hanging out, man.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
actually-
Thank you.
Yeah.
Classic. So, are you gonna play either Star Fox or Mario Maker, or
Both.
what's with the other one, Yoshi's?
Yeah,
Woolly World,
Yoshi's
all three
Ridiculous
actually.
World.
All
Listen,
three.
I actually played Kirby Epic Yarn and I thought it was brilliant. It's
Yeah.
oh yes, this is
Like,
their second game that they're doing in that yarn type format, and it's
Okay.
it's phenomenal. So I plan on playing it. Actually, I'm going to do a co-op stream. I do co-ops with my girlfriend, and
I knew it.
plan on-
I knew it.
That is the X factor for the Wii U.
That
Yeah.
I knew it as soon
It's
as
the
like I looked at Woolly World,
non-gamer entry
That was like-
point.
yeah,
a couple game. I
Yeah.
know it. Peter's gonna get it. He's going to do a couple stream of it. I
Hey,
knew it.
if I
That's
was
why no
single,
one in
I'd
this-
still get that shit. It was good.
I know.
Mm,
You
I
get
don't
a good
know
old
about
friend.
that.
It's like,
I don't know
oh
about that.
look at this, it's yarn. It's so cute, just
Listen,
like
The
you.
rest of us real gamers in
Okay,
the
man.
bottom part of the screen.
Real
here
gamers.
are
Here we
not-
go. Real gamers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I plan on I'll have Mario Maker, I'll have Star Fox, and that's really where the extent of it lies.
Well,
I mean,
let's talk about the,
You wanna talk
the,
about
the
Metroid?
negative here, which is we could talk about
Always.
Sinish. I don't know if Sinish is still in the room, but he has been
Yeah, Sin
going insane about Metroid. Now's your
Yes.
chance. Sinish,
Really,
to
Sin?
speak up about
yeah, Metroid made me want to rescind my gamer license and sell all of my shit and just be like, you know what? I wash my hands of gaming, no more.
Just
Oh.
cash
Like,
out.
That's it. Yep, I was done. I mean, that was a poor excuse for a Metroid game.
Yeah,
I was like, here, let's put some poop together, put Metroid's title on it, and see what we can do. See how
Wow.
it sells.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, I mean,
I'm
seriously.
saying.
Now,
Jesus,
have
watching this
any
right
of you
now.
guys played Metroid games before? Are you like Metroid fans?
Metroid fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
Old school
what
arcade
I'm looking
games.
at it. The graphics absolutely. It looks bad already, but I think they can possibly save it. Maybe if they can create characters of the Federation troopers that are good, but they're not, and it's gonna suck. I guarantee you.
Well,
Because there's no Samus.
it's
Why is there
complicated.
no Samus game?
Oh, fresh.
That's true.
Also,
That's true.
why Metroid Pin Soccer? Why? Was that needed?
No, that was so bad.
So
So
dumb.
bad.
So
Well,
dumb.
let's talk about while we're
That
on the
will make
subject
me
of
tattoo
Nintendo.
a tear on my eye.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about
Okay,
the
Nintendo.
horrible Metroid, the Star Fox, Super Mario Maker, which is barely a game, and then Yoshi. That's it for Nintendo. Are they?
No, I think there was another one.
Well, it's not.
Nothing else.
The
Not
fact that
worthwhile.
none of us
Oh yeah, there was the
remember it.
new Legend of Zelda thing, the gimmick.
Right.
gimmick.
Like I said, not
Right.
worthwhile.
Not
Like,
a real
if
game.
I had like
Yeah.
2 friends who wanted a thing, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that I'll grab it.
So what's up with Nintendo? They're spending all their time making those little figurines that you.
Like-
Basically. The cute little plushy
Yeah.
thing.
I go back to my argument about when they make a peripheral, they like focus on it so hard and forget how to make a game.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
they're a
what we get.
hardware. They're a hardware company. I've
Yeah.
always said that they need to drop the hardware and just focus on making games. Become a software company.
Mhm.
They're Apple right now. What they need to do is be Microsoft.
Yeah.
But
As strange
my
as
problem
that is.
was,
Yeah. I mean,
what
that's what
I see
Sega
it
did.
is
Yeah,
that
that's what Sega did exactly.
Yeah.
Nintendo's, well, the conference was fun. They've always had that thing where they are like that one kid who doesn't know when to drop a subject. Like, there are folks like, oh, guys, it's so awesome. Mario Maker, guys, it's so awesome. Just like, they have a problem. They see one thing, it's like,
Freshie.
there's just gotta be the next
Oh,
new thing.
gosh.
You
Right.
gotta focus on it. No,
Well,
you gotta,
there's Nintendo
And
fanboys.
puppets.
There's people
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
you're-
passionate about Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I think Nintendo has an opportunity where they could take those passionate people, and if you could be playing Mario Kart on your PS4, they'd be in the money, man. They'd be selling games like crazy.
Oh,
You just
absolutely.
no, that's
I
never
don't know why
gonna
they
happen.
don't do that. Why
don't
is that
know
never
either.
gonna happen?
I
Do they
don't
really
know.
make
That's
they
how
make
the
so
only
so-
reason why
I
so
would
is
love for it
much
to
hype.
happen.
exclusives, buddy. You can't play
Uh,
Pokemon on your PSP Vita. You don't play on your
Yeah, but
3DS.
so what? I think they'd sell way more,
Mhm.
and they'd make up for the lack of hardware.
Speaking of which, am I the only one who got surprised? No new Pokemon titles? Really?
Do we need any more?
Nothing.
I missed the boat on Pokemon. I think
I
I'm too
kinda-
old.
I
never
stopped.
know what.
After a
I'm
while.
the only one. Cool.
How many can you catch? How many is
There were-
enough?
How many?
Where you're just like,
When
no
is it
more.
enough?
People have done it with casuals.
You think you caught them and you haven't.
There were rumors
There's
that they were
more.
skipping this year because I think next year is their 25th anniversary, which makes me feel
Oh.
old as hell.
Really?
But, yeah, so I think they're waiting for that. But I heard a couple of people talking about it. They skipped out, but I don't think it's gone or anything. They released like another mystery dungeon. I don't know.
No, I haven't. I've heard like rumors of it. There hasn't been anything really. I'm surprised they haven't announced Pokken for a over the seas.
I just looked at my list. How could we forget
Hmm.
Mario and Luigi Paper Jam?
Oh yes.
Biggest
Welcome to the jam.
hit,
Yeah.
The Paper Slam
E3 showstopper. Paper
had to be
Jam.
there.
Come on. All right, let's talk about. I mean, to talk poorly about 3DS is marginal because
Yeah.
nothing
I
came out
was
for
I was gonna say, was anything even announced for the Vita?
Persona 4.
No, nothing.
Persona.
Vita's dead. Get over it.
Something Legend of Heroes.
Hmm.
Nothing good. No one plays the Vita either. So
No one plays
I
the
think
Vita.
that's a flop. They need to kill that. Also, I'm the one person that bought a PS TV.
What?
Well, it's a
About
Vita.
PS TV. How was that, buddy?
Hey man, you got cojones for saying that out loud.
I know, right?
All right, let's talk
Right.
PC before we get into the overall games. PC games. First of all, are any of you guys big PC gamers? Or am I
Yeah.
the only one?
Obviously, I know what the game of the year is. American Truck Simulator 2015.
No.
Obviously, best game of the year. Am I right?
True. Well, you've got all your staples though too. I mean, you've got your Fallout, For Honor, all of the games that we've already mentioned on PC.
Let's not forget Elder Scroll Hearthstone.
Yes.
Why? Why?
Freshie is just like,
Don't-
he's
don't
Why?
talk about that. Star Wars Battlefront, XCOM, which actually has a
XCOM 2.
console.
So hype.
Yeah, wasn't that a
counterpart.
console game?
Well, it came out very a year afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hyped about XCOM 2. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah. I can have a joke about how the PC thing you know how Final Fantasy 7 was announced, Shenmue was announced, everyone was losing them. I was like, dude,
How did we forget?
Half-Life shouldn't be getting finally announced. It's like,
Oh,
nope.
Well,
no.
Fallout 4 was just as hyped as Half-Life.
I know why Valve didn't show the E3. There's a 3 in the name of the expo. They couldn't find it. That was like the best joke online that I found for E3.
I think
Let me
even
write that
even
down.
DJ Weed from Twitch's son was saying the same thing. He was like, "Now we know that Valve can't count to 3.
That's sad.
Damn, man. Like that kid's like 8 or something. He's going ham.
You all know, man.
That's true. I think that a new Half-Life is in our future. One of the people that holds out hope. I think it'll be behind another announcement. In my opinion, they're saving it as a vehicle to push something else, like when SteamOS starts moving forward. And this is more of like a business opinion, but I think when that comes to a place where they can push it hard, they'll say, and by the way, Half-Life.
Oh, by the way, Half-Life. I mean, you never know. I mean,
it's gonna be a joke. It's never gonna happen.
So Half-Life is definitely possible.
I know nothing about Final Fantasy, but
it's
never
been
gonna
for
happen.
years. Been for years. So it's good to have hope. It's good. It pays off. It can pay off.
Must be cold over there, lonely, or Vocino. Nice and lonely.
No one
I can't
knows
this,
romancing.
Final Fantasy,
No
I just can't get
one
into it. I've
knows
tried.
my
Like,
sorrow.
and you'd, like,
Vocino right there.
Alright, so we have about like 8 minutes. So
Ever so timely.
I know. I would like to let's talk about the game of the show. Or the games of the show. You don't have to pick just one. But
Okay.
I'd like to know. We'll go this way. Start with Peter. What is your overall E3? This is the game I want to play. You could have a runner-up too.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
to.
I mean, if I have to pick, like I said, my biggest hype, even though I don't have the console for it, it's got to be Recore. I mean, everything about that game. I mean,
But it's not gonna make you get an Xbox?
no, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
That would be the only reason I get one was just for that game. And I'm like kind of crossing my fingers that it's like one of those things where they like last minute announce that it's multi-plat. I'm hoping, but it may not.
Well,
but,
if they haven't explicitly stated that it's exclusive, it could be like Destiny. Like Sony
It could
bought
just
the
be-
rights to like market
Right.
Destiny over Microsoft,
yeah,
but it
Yeah, I
was still
don't-
available.
right.
Or I could just Google Rise of Rome and become on Steam.
Oh, fresh.
I'll be watching though. So Recore is definitely top of the list. My runner-up is actually Worlds of Final Fantasy. We didn't talk about it, but it's the actual
cutesy one.
the
The
new
chibi
Final
one.
Fantasy that
Chibi.
came.
Cutesy one. Wait,
It's
I
like
was
a
actually
cute-
excited for
physical
that.
characters?
Yeah.
No.
It's like the little cute chibis.
Yeah, their
I-
their
I'm
actual
interested in the
art
game.
style is like they're drawn real cute, but there's no like physical. It's not like amiibos or anything.
Like Amiibos,
Did we forget
okay.
to talk about Kingdom Hearts
What
3?
console is that for? Or platform?
PS4.
Yeah.
I think we forgot to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3, because they trolled us so hard, like with it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's
It was
so
messing with us the whole.
bitter.
Curse you, base moon mask.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god.
I have listened to the.
Do you hate
Exodus-
fun? Is that what it is? You just hate
He
fun.
hates joy,
Dude,
happiness.
I mean, that's Disney and Square Enix. How do you?
I know.
come
As
on.
soon as I start having too much fun, I have to turn the game.
he's like, I'm turning the console off.
No,
I think you programmed your console
just gotta put it down.
It's just like your
Leave.
console spits the game out. It's like too much fun.
Too much
Too
fun.
much of a smile. He's like, oh wait, okay, turn the console off now.
That's why you got
Exactly.
cameras.
I
now.
like masochistic type of loot grinder games like Borderlands and Diablo,
Dark Souls?
where I just
Dark Souls, because that's the
wanna,
ultimate
jump
right
out the
there.
window. Yeah, exactly.
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, please. Don't get me started.
No
Bloodborne. We'll
fun-
be here
no
all night.
fun allowed.
This is a funless zone. I'm gonna need about 5 miles around. No fun in this area.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Absolutely.
Andrea, what are your game of the show
Get on the show.
games?
The Last
Lay it on
Guardian.
us.
The Last Guardian. And that's only because I was a huge fan of Ico and Yorda, and I love Shadow of the Colossus. So I'd have to say, if I had my first pick, it would be The Last Guardian. Just because I waited so long for a new game to come out.
How long have you waited?
Too many years.
How long has it been in hell?
It's too, I know, it's been some years.
How
I have to
long?
admit.
Okay.
And
That
if I had to,
platform is PS4?
yeah,
Okay.
PS4, yeah. And then if I had to pick, it's my runner-up. It's gonna I have to say Hitman because I've been waiting on a new Hitman game
Hitman.
Since Absolution, yes, Sniper Game Strong. Sniper, yes, yes, I know. That's why I was.
Were you not listening to the first part of the stream where we talked about Uncharted and Fallout and?
I know, but I've been waiting on a new Hitman game since Absolution on the PS3. Don't judge me.
Did you see the movie?
I knew he was gonna leave me alone.
You're so done.
Let me have my Hitman. I don't want to see my Final Fantasy.
Vocino is just officially desk flipped.
Don't hate on Agent 47. Okay. Y'all know me in shooters. Come on now. This shouldn't be a surprise.
All right. So, what is new about the new Hitman? Why is that? Is there anything new, or is it just the same thing?
Well, it's you get to kill people still, but I do like the fact that it's timed assassinations. Like, if you miss this particular kill, like it'll never come back. So I'm kind of hyped for that. Well, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me.
A challenge.
I'll be able to work on my trigger finger. I'm excited.
All right,
Don't touch me.
Oh, it's my turn now?
It's time.
You just skipped yourself? Okay.
Going this way. I can go if you want.
But
would you like me to go first?
You were going clockwise, so I assumed it was you.
Well, I'm going
clockwise
as it's displayed for me.
Yeah, because y'all have a different order for me.
We're different order. Alright. Well, I have not bought any of the new consoles yet. I'm still with my PS3, so basically, E3 this year actually did sell me on getting my next gen console, and I'm going PS4. And my game of the year has to be No Man's Sky, because it just blew my mind. It's the thing that got me the most hype. It's just like, dude, so the limited thing, because the Xbox One, I know it's stats. It doesn't it's the weaker of the two, like hardware wise. But I was not ready to know on how well PS4's hardware is just beefing it up, and it impressed me. And my runner up is Horizon Dawn, because again, new IP impressed me, and it's just looking so good. I'm hyped for it, and I think it's PS4 exclusive. I believe so.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing.
It did. It looked awesome.
And plus all the other ones that didn't make my runner up and my winner have been PS4 has lined up that I want.
Yeah. And you get to play a female protagonist. Like I'm down for that all day.
As Drizzt would say, welcome to the dark side, brother.
Welcome to the dark side.
I know, right? Welcome to the dark side.
Once you come in,
we have cookies.
never leave.
We have cookies.
Yeah, and I think that being impressed by the graphics, this go around, every E3 they're gonna get better. I mean, if you look at the like the PS3 or the Xbox 3, in the beginning it was very like the games looked horrible, and then by the end you're like, oh my god, like how is that the same system?
Not really, man.
It's crazy. And I think the PS4 has a lot of potential to extract like a lot of hardware out of that, or a lot of graphic. All right, so my go-to, what is my go-to? It's probably Star Wars Battlefront.
I knew it was going to be that or Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 is probably my runner-up.
The one person of us who's played Fallout 4.
Yes,
I know, right?
In the list.
The thing with Star Wars is like it goes in this whole ecosystem. Movies coming out and like everything's hyped, so that's why I'm super. Plus, I'm like a huge multiplayer fan, so I think that is going to be huge. The graphics look amazing. We haven't really seen like true gameplay. I've seen gameplay kind of scripted, so I would like to see a lot of gameplay come out now that it's kind of pasty, going to start trickling out. So hopefully it continues the hype. And there's some PC games that I'll probably pick up for PC. I might pick up Star Wars Battlefront on PS4. But
we all know Vocino's going to get American Truck Simulator 2015.
Yes, that's true.
You and your Truck Simulator.
Yeah, but Fallout I might do.
No, the game.
PS4.
Why? Why does the game exist? It sucks. Why do we need Truck Simulator?
I'm pushing for PS4 so we can all have multiplayer day.
Right.
That would be fun. That would be so fun.
All right, so I think that's basically it. Does anyone have anything else?
Oh, Calvin mentioned Street Fighter 5. I was looking at gameplay about that.
Going in the E3. What is there? So but I think they did the best. Like they showed it at Sony's conference, and it was like, all right, 2 new characters. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep me interested in this. What this is. Good
Yeah.
job.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a fighting game. Fresh just with his salt.
Oh man.
With his salt. Fresh,
I'm the master of the salt.
that's
None
gonna be
shall
your
pass
tag.
my
You're not
salt.
gonna get the thug tier. You're gonna get some salt.
That's how I end my stream every time. Remember, stay salty, my friends. I'm a salty sailor. I'm a pirate.
Of salt.
The saltiest of all the sailors.
All right, well, it's been real, right? We've
Right.
learned a
Yes.
lot.
Yes. we have.
Everybody's well educated
I've
now.
learned that I'm a pirate.
I know.
Educated.
No, we
About
learned that
E3.
you're the king of salt.
I would like to thank. P.S. Go check out the streams if you're watching this on
Absolutely.
past broadcast. Call out your stuff, Peter. Call out your stuff.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere on every social media and on Twitch as PeterThomas6. You can find me streaming. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. What time? So come check me out there, and thanks for having me.
Down.
Oh.
Boom.
Well, that's just right over me. For all the things.
I can't
That's
see
the
because
right.
Freshie's underneath me, so
I know all of our orders are.
It's under me and under to the right.
Our ball is shattered.
whoever's under me, go.
Okay, call it out.
All right, guys. I'm everywhere: SoundCloud, iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my website. Everything's SimplyUndrea. I also do sing part-time streamer, part-time singer, so you can check me out there. I stream
Triple threat.
GTA. I try. I'm doing GTA Online mode tomorrow. I'm excited about that. So check me out. I start from 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time. I take a break, then I come back from 12 to 2. And Sundays it's Bloodborne. I can't help it. I gotta have a schedule. And then Sunday is Soul Sunday, so it's Bloodborne. Y'all will see me die a lot. Just be prepared for that. Die a lot.
Right.
It's painful.
That's it.
Well, basically, I stream on my thing is Freshie44. You can also find me on YouTube where I put my streams up and sometimes original content. Let's plays, really.
Yeah.
You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter. Everything Freshie44 except for Twitter, which is the Freshie44 because
The
someone
real
already had it.
I know it's the real Fresh. You gotta know it's
I'm the real one. You can
Freshest of freshies.
You can see me either on Mondays and Tuesdays doing Oblivion, except maybe if you're watching this in the future, I might actually finish it. But let's be real, I will never finish it. It's another game.
I'm never gonna finish them.
And other than that, RPG nights on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and random games on Saturdays, Sundays, Fridays. Remember, remain salty.
That's Fresh always. That's all
Right.
pain.
See you guys.